Good morning, everybody. I am Nancy Genzelkoffer, business coach and body language trainer to interior designers, and I am here today with Fresh Impact social media guru, Kim Vanderpool. Hi, Kim.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's chilly out here today. It's like, I don't know, 10 or 12 degrees or something. So.
Oh, yeah, it's chilly here too. It's about 65, 70. here in sunny Florida. Let me just go over to the Facebook page and make sure we are going live there properly. I'm hoping once somebody comes on, they tell us whether, no, I'm not live yet on my, okay. So, all right, here we go. Meta's changing things every single day. And that's part of why we go live with you, to try to keep up on what's going on social media. So why don't you tell us, Kim, what we're talking about today?
Well, that was a perfect segue into what I want to share. So,
it's different every time I come on. I can never figure it out.
Right. And we do want to talk about analytics and planning. But first of all, I want to share and empathize with the discouragement that so many people are finding right now with the metrics, especially on Instagram. Yes. That it just, for many people, I just listened to an excellent training by an Instagram influencer that they have thousands and thousands and millions of followers. And she's been talking to her friends and colleagues. They have an Instagram course, and whether it's 10 followers or whether they have 1 million followers, everybody has all of a sudden seen a drop or no growth in their followers or amount, or it seems like their posts aren't getting liked or they're not getting shared. And so it's common across the whole industry right now. And so I want to encourage people that this is when we dig down and keep doing what we're doing, but to rethink our strategy maybe a little bit. Look at our numbers to let them help us guide what we want to do in 2025, and then be smart with the strategy as far as really what's going on. So in the past, Instagram used to show you made a post, I was your follower, I would see the post, I would comment, like, or share. Now, and that was fine, but many people were complaining like, well, I'm never gaining a new audience. I'm not getting any new followers. It's always the same people that see my stuff. Well, they've listened, they changed the algorithm. And so now if you look at your analytics, you should be seeing a shift that if you did a reel, how many non-followers are seeing your reel versus followers? Because on that home page on Instagram, the Instagram Explorer, and they're doing this across all the other platforms too, but Instagram is where we're focusing mostly for the interior designers, that they are showing our stuff to non-followers. And so, it can be like, oh, well, they're not engaging and they're not interacting. I know, but it's a commercial that you're getting in front of a new audience. And so what you post and how you entertain or engage or educate this new audience is important, because it is a live, living commercial in front of these non-followers.
Now, are you talking just reels, or you're talking irregular stagnant posts as well on your wall?
The numbers across on all the stuff on Instagram.
Because I noticed on my reels, and I'm asking if anyone's watching live, which I can see people are, just let me know you can hear us, because yesterday we did an entire 15 minutes and nobody could hear us. So just somebody say, yes, we can hear you wherever you're watching from, to help me out. Please let us know we are live. Okay, so when I do a reel, I can definitely see in my analytics, almost 50% is being fed to new audiences. And then 50% is some of my reels. Okay, thank you, Suzanne, for answering, and Shelly, thank you. All right, so we do have volume. When I do a reel, I really see the reach going half to non-followers and half to followers. And it definitely increases my following just a little tiny bit sometimes.
Because what they're saying is that when we first went on to Instagram a couple years ago, we were all like, oh, I want to follow her, I want to follow her, or I want to follow them. But now, if we look at our own user behavior, the market's saturated. There's a lot of people out there, and do we follow people as much as quickly? And so that's what our followers are doing, or the non-followers are doing also. So some ways you could do that is, like, you're a perfect example. You have lead magnets, you have free things that you could give people that is very nice. So if you did a reel and it goes to a non-follower, you could say, I have a great, what you
Resource.
say. Yeah, what you say as a coach is so important. I have a great resources, business and words, comment words, and I'll send it to you.
Right.
And so then
What does an interior designer do?
So an interior designer, if they have a lead magnet, not all do, but if you are doing like, here's this before and after, if you would love to see more after pictures, visit my website, comment.
Call to action.
Yes, give them a call to action, give them something to do. If you had a before and after and just said, look at this bathroom redone, what do you want people to do with it?
Right.
And on the flip side, if you're doing before and after, and you say, in this bathroom, we use this type of tile and this little type of tile and this little paint, people don't care. They don't want to know all the details either. So there's that fine line of giving them enough information, but thinking about it again, when we watch, go back to old style where we're watching TV and we watch those commercials. We watch the ones that had a hook, they gave us some value, and they gave us a call to action.
Yes, you need to tell them what to do after. So you also can go, I have a blog about the steps you need, the decisions you need to think about before you renovate your bathroom or renovate a kitchen or whatever your blog content, your articles are about.
Right. Or if you say, if you like seeing before and afters, if they inspire you, follow my channel, telling them to follow you if you want to see more of these design tips in your feed, follow me. Or I have an email list. I send out emails once a month. Somehow give them something to do with that, because chances are if you have just a static image or even a reel, and even if it's the best reel ever, they're not going to interact with it because we're not interacting as much.
Yeah, we're not telling them to do anything. It's so interesting. There's this one Instagram guy. He's a communication expert. I love his channel. And he gives 3 tips and says, if you like this tip, follow me for more. Every time it's the same, follow me for more, follow me. And I'm always like, I already follow you. What's another call to action? And then every once in a while, he'll say, hop over and grab my free whatever, like when he does come out with something that he can offer. But he's growing rapidly because he's doing these reels, stories, and lives that always have the same call to action. And follow me. That's all he does the thing. And don't forget to follow me. I'm thinking I should start doing that. And don't forget to follow me.
Because he's telling you what to do and he's providing value. And, we have a lot of people in the Get It Done Club. And one of the things that most of them will come to me thinking it's about themselves, it's about their business. But really, when we are sharing on social media, it's about your follower. It's about
what they want to know.
Yes, what that client is. What do they want to know? So if you're ready to post something, ask, is it just for me? Or is it because they want something? Or is it provide value? Or does it make somebody else interested? And why would your audience care to see a picture of you eating boneless, skinless chicken?
Right. Like, who cares?
Right. Unless your audience is interested in losing weight or being healthy or whatever. So you want to think about what your audience is in. Now, for designers, what their audience, sometimes they think that all their audience wants to see is portfolio pictures. Not really, because every designer has portfolio pictures. I want to see who you are as a designer, and do I know, like, and trust you?
Yes. It's a balance.
Right.
And here's the thing I want to mention. Years ago, when I first started on social media, when I became a coach, that was when I really tried to ramp things up. Someone said to me, every time you do a live or a video or put out a post, even in writing, pick a person in your head that you're talking to.
Right.
So when I have a application review call for my Profit Insider Academy, I may talk to a designer, and that triggers some advice that I want to give to them, that one person. But if I'm giving that advice to one person, there's definitely more people that may need to hear that advice. So when I go live or do a video or make a post, I think I'm talking to that person, that woman or that man, that designer. I'm just talking right to them, and it connects with other people because they are not the only one going through what they're going through on the review call. So that's a tip that I always give everyone. Think of one person in your ideal audience, your ideal client, talk to them, and it makes it much easier than thinking, what do the masses want to know? Well, not everyone's going to need to know this. No, but maybe a handful of people will need to know it. And those handful of people could be one that then comes to you.
Correct. And that's important to think about when you're posting. And that leads to the next thing is that when we're looking at what do we want to do in 2025 for our social media, is take some time to look at those numbers. Look at the analytics. We're not necessarily looking at the followers and the vanity metrics, but look at the posts that you posted. Did you have one post that had more engagement, more likes, or even comments on than other posts? Then how can you replicate that into your strategy?
But it's frustrating because then I just told John this morning, every time I post a picture of him and I, it gets the most likes, the most comments. It goes like, those are if I look at my analytics, the pictures of me and John are the ones but that's not what I'm trying to teach people, right? That's not, so it's mixing. You've always said, mix up your posts to be educational, entertaining, and inspirational.
Correct. And I still stand by that. And if you know that people like pictures of yourself, but you already implement doing the tips with pictures of yourself, and you implement putting photos of yourself in your feed, even static images, where if you went to many designers, and I'll say even myself, I don't have a lot of photos of myself. And that's something that we have at priority on 2025 is doing some branded photo shoots, just so that I have those images, because images with me doing a tip is going to go way better than if I just have a tip on a static image graph without any picture. People resonate with seeing your people. Yes. And so for designers, I usually challenge them to make sure that they have one picture of themselves in that 9-grid feed. So, because people, when you start sending people to your Instagram, they're going to look through, and those are the ones that they're going to stop at and look and possibly read.
Yes.
So that's really important. So understanding the post, what I've done good, and then looking at your marketing goals. This is a perfect time to look and see, what are my marketing goals? Is it to have 1,000 followers? Well, that's a different tactic. Is it to get 2 clients a year? That's a different tactic. And making sure you look at your goals and what are you doing to make it. I have a lot of people that come to club and say, well, I want to get new clients. Well, posting once a year is not going to get you new clients.
I know,
but
it's a lot to do as an interior designer, running a business and doing all the social media and networking and the design work. It's a lot for everybody. And I think they get stuck in their head and they don't understand. You can make it easy. It's your brain that's making it complicated.
Well, and we had this talk yesterday in club. One of the designers said, okay, you said it should take 10 to 15 minutes at most for me to write a post. She goes, it's taking me an hour and a half. What am I doing wrong? So we went through the process, and I said, okay, well, you're being way too detailed. People don't care. And so it really helps. So if you find that it's taking you that long, it's good maybe to have somebody else walk beside you and say, okay, what are you doing and how can you make it simpler? I mean, that is our goal in the club, is that I don't want you spending unless you're posting more than 3 times a week, you should not be spending more than an hour a week on your social media. Okay. It's because we overcomplicate it, just like dieting, just like interior design. And interior designers, it's really hard because you're kind of in this really unique space, is that your work is perfection.
Yes.
Social media
is not.
Right. And so you feel like you're in this really weird space because you still want to show really good quality work, which we should. We should still have a good feed, a good reels, good representation of who we are as a company. However, if it's taking you 8 hours to do a reel, it would be worth your investment to come and join the club for 1 month. So that way you could learn how to get back that time, because that is what our goal is to make it so simple for you. Yes. I did reels for a client last night, and I think I knocked out 6 reels within 30 minutes. Wow. But I had the tools to do it, and I knew where to look to do it. And I think that's where we get hung up. But we also need to know what those numbers are and not get stuck on those numbers, not get discouraged about the numbers, but let those numbers help guide us and direct us in what direction we want to go in 2025.
So what numbers are we really looking at here?
So you want to just kind of look at to see, one, is your feed growing at all? And then is it representing, for one, I like to look to just see, is the brand representing who I am? Because it's really easy to get off track. As the months go along, you kind of either get sloppier or you see an expert do this and it just like, oh, it doesn't really feel well for me type thing. And so looking at your brand as a whole, auditing everything, making sure that you have the same brand voice on every single platform. So that would be one thing. And then as far as the numbers go, just making sure that we're going up, that there is some movement, whether it's even one new follower a month or whether if you're posting three posts a week and you don't have anybody engage in that post for the whole month, any of your posts, well, then maybe we need to rethink the strategy. Is there a disconnect someplace? Is the captions not quite right? Are the images not quite a representation? And sometimes having either a friend, a colleague, your group, having somebody else look at that, and understanding that we're all at different levels. If you're just a new designer just using Instagram, you can't compare yourself to Leslie, who's been there for a long time and has an amazing brand done. But how, do you want to be that way? Or do you want just to have a representation that if you're out having coffee or at a meet and greet, you can say, hey, go stop on my Instagram and visit it. You can see more about me type thing.
Yes. And I also wanted to touch base and let you explain to people, like, when I look at my insights, sometimes the 7 days, some things go down in 7 days. I always convert it to 30 days.
So absolutely.
Right. And then still sometimes the reach is down, but the engagement is up and the followers are up, but the engagement is down. Like, it does fluctuate and you can't go emotionally south every time something's not a plus.
I like to actually look back 3, 6, and 12 months, because then it's like, are we further ahead this year than we were last year? And if the numbers stay the same, that's okay sometimes, because that could be what is just needed for your brand. Not everybody's going to have a big following and a big Instagram influencer status, because that's not always your goal. You're out busy doing work, and maybe Instagram is just a live breathing commercial portfolio for you.
Right. It's not an ego driven, I have to have over 10,000 because I just want to. Is it bringing you what you are desiring? Is it just a portfolio for people to refer to? Are you looking at for it to actually bring you business? Like, what is you looking to become an influencer? Like you said, what is your goal?
And when social media started, it was a way to connect other people. And if you're just posting to Instagram, you're not connecting with people. The way that you connect with people is with that engagement. So if you're not putting any effort into engagement, you're probably not going to grow.
Right.
There is that engagement piece of it that if that's, you're like, hey, Instagram doesn't work, I don't grow. Okay, well, are you on it? Are you playing the game? Are you doing
Are you playing the game? Are you actually going? See, and we just talked about this before we went live, that when we engage with other accounts, actually, like, not just go like, hot, but actually stop, make a comment and engage it. That's what makes the difference when it comes to growing and getting business, is by creating the relationship.
Correct. And that's where I would say 90% of us fall down on when it comes to Instagram. It's more than just posting. We do a lot of posting for our clients because we're doing it for brand awareness, a live profile, a simple commercial type thing. If you want that to grow, you really need to do the engagement, and it's best to do the engagement yourself, or if you have a team member that really knows you well, to do that engagement. And then last but not least is looking at the platform that you're on. Is Instagram, if you are a luxury brand designer and most of your clientele are in the upper income brackets, are they even on Instagram? Is one thing to ask yourself. And then is it time to check out maybe another platform? Should you check out LinkedIn and become known as an expert on LinkedIn and be in front of those decision makers that potentially have that higher income? So those are things to look at. Like, don't get stuck in just like, I think all designers should be on Instagram because it is a living, breathing portfolio. But could there be other platforms that maybe would get you to your goal quicker, or enhance that with all the same amount of effort that you're putting into Instagram?
Okay. So one last question I have. So you say no one should be spending more than an hour on their Instagram, let's say, for how much content? A week's worth of
I
content?
would say 2 to 3 posts a week, you should be able to get done within an hour.
And then actually interacting and socializing with other accounts, then that's
Yeah.
additional time.
Right. So what we usually recommend right now, kind of the industry standard is that if you know you're going to post at 12 o'clock noon, then hop on 10 minutes to 12 and start engaging with people on your feed. Have your posts go out, whether it's scheduled or you do it yourself. And then 5 or so minutes afterwards, you can engage.
And if you can't do that in that perfect timing,
then do it when you can.
Okay. Because I have to tell you, when I hear you say that, I go, we're using an automated system. So yeah, like the system you helped us, set up and provide. So yeah, we might be going out at 12 o'clock, but I don't necessarily know it as the owner of the company that it's going out at 12
Right.
o'clock all
Yep.
the time.
So whenever I have a few minute break, we all have those 5-minute breaks during the day.
Yeah.
Then I will hop onto Instagram and try to scroll through the feed a little bit, leave a few comments, share something to my stories if I find it interesting.
Okay.
And then, but I do know that if I'm going to go and do a reel and I'm posting it manually because I want to use trending music, if I engage a few minutes before I do that reel, then do the reel, then I share the reel to my story, then I engage a little bit more. It does seem that reach goes larger.
Okay, I got to try. So yeah, Shelly on Instagram is saying, so engage, post, engage.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Especially if that's your goal, is you want to grow. But just remember, your content's going in front of new followers now. So make sure that content is really good and it's where people want to engage with it. Like give them something to do with that post.
And I'm also doing making sure I say who I am in the beginning, because I did notice where normally I wouldn't say who I am because it's my followers who are watching, but now I'm noticing it is going to new reach outside of my followers. So now I say who I am, so they can say their name, who they are, give their inspiration, tip, funny thing, whatever they're doing, and then a call to action on follow me or come over to my website or contact me about your design project.
Right. They could say, hey, I'm Susie Smith and I live in New Jersey and I just created this table piece from my outdoor. I went and clipped some evergreens and put them together. And now I look at this beautiful bouquet. Done. 15, 30 seconds. You provided value, told who you were, and you developed that industry expertise in the eyes of the people that followed.
Amazing. Okay. Tell everyone how to join the Get It Done Club, because if you are struggling with your social media or your marketing, that's where you should be, because Kim is the expert running that group. She's the coach running that group, and she is teaching every single day the people in the Get It Done Club. So tell everybody what it is and how they can get in it.
So Get It Done Club, you just introduced it perfectly, is that we are your social media manager, your back pocket. So we help educate, train, encourage, and show how you can make your social media simple. We have open office hours throughout the week, and we have an academy that's got trainings and teachings in it, and also a social media platform that helps you schedule. So we try to make it super simple for you to do that, and you can find more information at our website, freshimpactllc.com. Or freshimpactsocialmedia.com. That's on the little thing. Whatever. Either way.
Freshimpactsocialmedia.com. And I have to tell you, as a business coach, I put all of my Profit Insider Academy students into the Get It Done Club because it's that important. And you can do the Get It Done Club without being a Profit Insider. So get over to Kim's website, check it out. It's very reasonably priced for what you get. And I highly recommend it. So
thank you.
Thank you. And I will see you. Well, I guess I'll see you after the holidays.
Yep, 2025. Here we come. I'm excited.
Okay. So 2025 social media should be really exciting because there's going to be a lot going on.
Yes, there is a lot of changes coming up, but we are here to help you navigate those.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Kim. Go have a great Wednesday, and I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.